Question 2, we want to graph the equation. It's y equals tangent 1/3 x minus 4 pi plus 2. And we're going to use this to go vertical and horizontal. The yellow is our stretch, and then red is the period. So when we have a tangent function, I like to identify a, b, and c from our general form. So I'm just writing the general form there on top, and then we'll look at everything. So a is 1. There's nothing in front of the tangent. B is 1/3. It's the number by x. C is 4 pi. It's the number after the minus. And then D is positive 2. So when we have tangent, we actually start with the period. And the period of a tangent function is pi over the absolute value of b. And b is 1/3. So I have pi, and I'm going to write pi as a fraction. Pi over 1 divided by 1/3. I like to have them both as fractions so I can use my rule. I copy the top, and then you multiply by the reciprocal. So sometimes we say copy dot flip, and then we multiply straight across. So I have 3 pi over 1, or just 3 pi. So 3 pi is my period, and that's my red dot on the graph. So I'm going to take that red dot, and I'm going to move it all the way over to 3 pi. Ooh, that's a little better to look at. And then second, you would look at your amplitude. Oh, not amplitude, a value, which is your stretch. It's not amplitude. And that's just 1, so I'm not going to move it. It's already at 1. The next thing we look at is our shifts. So my phase shift is my horizontal shift, my left and right, and that still equals c over b, just like our sine and cosine. So c is 4 pi, and b is 1/3. And I should have wrote 4 pi as a fraction. So 4 pi over 1, 1/3. So again, when you divide fractions, you take the numerator and you multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. So this is 4 times 3, it's 12 pi. So I'm going to shift right because it's positive 12 pi. 12 pi. So let's see. I only show 3 pi. I have some zooming to do. I need to get this all the way over to 12 pi. So let's see. Shift plus, and then I'm going to zoom. I'm going to try and zoom here. Oops. That should be at 0. And I want that to go all the way out to 12 pi. And I'm going to shift all the way over to 12 pi. And then my D value is the last one I want. That is my vertical shift. And it's positive 2. So I'm going to go up 2 units. And that's the last thing I do with my tangent function. So this was at 12 pi. You use the blue diamond to go up and down. So this needs to go up to 2. Look at my y value. So now it's at 2. So I've moved everything. You have to know how to move your graph around. I had to hold down shift and plus and move around. And you got to know how to do that.